Those who are standing outside, please come. We are going to start the session.
Discipline committee go ahead. Over here.
Discipline committee, discipline committee, please take in charge of the students and participants. Those who are standing outside, send them inside. Within 5 minutes, we are going to start the session.
Hold on. Tag madam को बहुत चोरी करे थे भाई छोड़ से कोई बोल रहा
Discipline committee, inform everyone to take their seats inside.
What transfer? Ahora los cuales no hay no vamos a cortar eso claro bueno tanto que ya no es hay que no sí Good afternoon, ma'am. We are not able to hear anything.
Hello, ma'am. Can you see us? I'm visible. Okay. I'm visible, ma'am, to you. Your voice is audible. Yeah, your voice is audible. Zoom. No, 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 no. Audible in the phone. Sorry. Uh, सर जूम में ऑडिबल नहीं है मैडम अगेन स्पीक मैम प्लीज स्पीक समथिंग मैम यू जस्ट स्पीक वी आर चेकिंग इन जूम इट इज ऑडिबल और नॉट प्लीज कंटिन्यू कैन स्पीक समथिंग जस्ट से हाय नो मैम नो नॉट ऑडिबल maybe from your side if you do some setting change we can able to hear your voice in the phone only I'm hearing your voice ma'am. Ma'am tell something nahi 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 no not actually ma'am come little closer to the speaker in your laptop or in your phone and you say we can able to hear or not we can tell from here. I think i think it is mute from your side. Maybe. You see, ma'am, the camera is on, mic is on setting. Okay, it is not showing the red color na, in the mic. Okay, ma'am. Okay. Now it is mute. Madam is saying now it is mute. Actually, we need to check your speaker mic setting, ma'am, in your phone. Can you do one thing? Can you exit and you can rejoin? Can you please rejoin again? Yeah, yeah. After. Oh, I hope. Ma'am, can you speak? Speak something?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm?
Okay, okay. Because of the call, your voice is not audible in the Zoom. Now you disconnected the
Okay.
call. Now Zoom audio is working.
Now it's audible, sir?
Yeah, yeah. Now we can able to hear you, ma'am.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. We now proceed to the session 3 of day 1, which focuses on growing role of artificial intelligence and digital transformation in nursing research and practice. It is my privilege to introduce the speaker of the session, Professor Dr. Anjana Chandran Ma'am, Community Health Nursing, Amity University, on the topic of safeguarding humanity in AI-infused research landscape. This session will be moderated by Mrs. Rojalyn Dash Ma'am, Assistant Professor, Department of OBG Nursing, Kalinga Institute of Nursing Science, Deemed University, Bhubaneswar.
जय जगन्नाथ। Shall I?
Yeah, please start.
Yeah. Jai Jagannath all. A warm good afternoon to the speakers, moderators, and respected principal madam, respected vice principal madam, to the delegates and my dear beloved students at the outset. First, let me thank the School of Nursing, Dreams University for giving me the opportunity to chair this session, and I must convey my thanks to respected Dean Pratibha Prakasham ma'am and Associate Dean Professor N. Premlata Devi ma'am for giving me this opportunity. And the session of today will be on safeguarding humanity in AI-infused research landscapes. While following the ethics while conducting the research in this AI era, maintaining ethical what we can say uh, background or a good ethical protocol, it's the biggest challenge nowadays. So if we talk about this conducting research, we must not forget the consent, the confidentiality, the data privacy, and about the ethical considerations. So, for diving deep into this area, I would like to welcome today's prominent speaker, Dr. Anjana Chandran Ma'am, Assistant Professor, MET College of Nursing, MET University. Madam has her professional education in PhD Nursing from Malvanchal University, Indore in the year of 2024, and in MSc Nursing she has done in the specialty of Community Health Nursing in Christian College of Nursing in the year 2014. BSc Nursing she has passed in the year 2003. MA in Sociology in Annamalai University 2021. Basic counseling skills she has, which completed in the year 2004. She has PG Diploma in Clinical Research from Syncorp Clinicare Technologies Bangalore in the year 2011. She has done the yoga certification as well in the year 2012, and additional courses she has done from the scientific writing in health research from ICMR and medical transcription. Madam is a dedicated academician and researcher with 19 years of experience in nursing education, in community health nursing, research supervision, curriculum planning, and clinical coordination. She has already published 17 extensively in national and international journals, including Scopus Index publications, and awarded two healthcare related patents. Experienced in guiding UG, PG, and PhD scholars, she command a strong leadership skill which is demonstrated through roles such as program coordinator, HOD, DRC member, and event organizer. And she is also working as a PhD guide. I truly welcome you, ma'am, and we appreciate and we are privileged enough to have you today for proceeding with this scientific session.
Thank you. Thank you for giving the opportunity in your institution as a speaker. So, I would like to introduce that is my topic is dealing with the evolving landscape of research ethics. And that research ethics, as you know, what is when we are conducting the research, the ethics should be followed. Ethics is the base of all research. It ensures that the people who take part in the research should be treated well with respect, and we should see that the person should not harm in any way. So ethical research makes the scientific findings as a trustworthy. So research ethics is the foundation of scientific inquiry. It protects the human dignity, rights, and welfare, essential for responsible and credible research. So from this itself, we can that is what research ethics. So according to the definition, that is ethics in nursing is that research can be defined as the act of moral principles which the researcher has to follow while conducting the nursing research to ensure the rights and welfare of the individuals, groups, of community understand. So wherever we are doing, whether it is in the community or wherever it is, we have to see the ethics. We have to follow the ethics. So it means the moral rules we have to follow while conducting the research. So throughout the research, that is till the end of the research, we have to follow that ethics. Okay. So yeah. So the importance is to protect the participants, prevents harm, maintains research quality, builds public trust. That means first we have to see that is the we have to protect the participant. Whoever is taking their data, nothing should be given or shared to anybody else. So ethics is important because it protects the people and prevent the harm. So it maintains the quality as well as building the trust among the public. So these are some of the importance we have to. The next is ethical principles in nursing research. So whenever we are following that is today ethics, this applies not only in the clinical trials but also in nursing research, public health, wherever we are doing. We have to see that. And right now we are using the AI also, is it? So the ethical principles. We'll move on to the next slide. Yes, there are three main principles. That is principle of beneficence, principles of respect of human dignity, and principle of justice. These are the three main principles we have to follow while conducting the research. So what is the beneficence means establishing the positive risk benefit ratio where the risk of the researcher should never exceed expected benefits for people from knowledge generated by the research activity. So we have to see that there should not be any harm for the people. So if any at any point of view it is expecting that there is a harm, so from there we have to stop it. We should never exceed the expected benefits from the people while doing the research. That's the first thing. That is the preference beneficial. So research must be conducted by a scientifically and qualified expert to avoid undue discomfort or distress to study participants. So the person should be the qualified one to conduct the research. Yeah. The next is the principle of respect of human dignity. Dignity is the one we have to always see that the principle of ethics mainly emphasizes on the freedom of choice, where participants have the right to accept or reject to their part of the research study. So whenever we are conducting the research, we have to see that the participant should have, they can select whether they can, whether they have to participate or that is up to them. So we should not force anybody to take part in the research study. Okay. The next, the participants have full right to question the researcher for any additional information or clarification of it. So when we are doing the research, the people may be asking some question, why you are doing everything. So they have the right. So we have to inform first itself. And if they have any doubts at any point of view, we have to explain to them. clear the doubts also. So participants have the right to quit from the study at any stage of the research study. At any point of stage, they can quit this point of study what we are doing the research. Okay. So a fully informed consent must be taken from the participants. So whenever we are doing the research, that is, we have to take the participant consent should be taken. So in case of the fetus or child means that from there we cannot take it directly. In that case, we have to take a obtain from the parents or the legal guardian. So this is the main concern we have to see while conducting the research. So next we have to see that the third principle is principle of justice. So this ethical principle directs the researcher to abide by the participants' right of fair treatment and maintenance of privacy. So whenever we are doing some research, privacy should be maintained. That means their data or whatever it is, it should not be shared to anyone. So that is the next principle of justice. So I will say that justice should be followed. Anonymity of participants and confidentiality of information must be maintained. No information collected from the study participants can be used for other than any research. Or maybe we will be collected for some purposes, some data collections they have taken it, but that is only for that research purpose only we have to use it. We are not supposed to do it for the any other purpose that that data collection should not be taken for. Yes. So these are the main three principles we have to see. The next is the code of ethics for nurses in India. So we have to follow some ethics. Some code of ethics are there. So we have to follow that. That is code of ethics. Go to the next slide. Code of ethics for nurses in India in the year 2008. So the code of ethics for nurses is critical for building the professionalism and accountability. For that, we have to follow some of the rules. That is what INC has put forward that code of ethics. Okay. So we will see what are the code of ethics. Yeah, so for ICN code, that is ICN code for nurses, has four principal elements that outlines the standards of ethical conduct. Some standards you have to follow them. So for next, can you go to the next slide? Yeah, first one is that is nurses and the people. So nurses and the people means in here we have to respect for human rights, respect for the dignity and values, then compassionate and equitable care, confidentiality, and privacy. So in here we have to see that ensure the voluntary participation should be there and confidentiality should be maintained. That is what nurses and the nurse and the people. Nurse and the people means ensure the voluntary participation. They have to voluntarily participate in that and confidentiality of the participants. That is what nurse and the people. For example, when you're taking any research, when you're conducting any research study, so in that case, you have to see the voluntary participation should be there. And confidentiality also we have to see. The next is nurses and the practice. So in the nurses and the practice, accountability for nursing action, maintain competence, avoid evidence-based care, practice. That means okay, the education and training, we have to see that competence should be there. So, for example, when we are following the some standard infection control, so during the patient care, in that cases, we have to see that is nothing should be. We should see the action that the accountability should be. That is the main thing in the nurses and the profession. Nurses and that is respect the human rights. We have to see that human. The next is the nurse and the profession. So in here, they uphold professional values, promote ethical research, contribute to policy development, and maintain profession's integrity. That means they are with ethical committee approval should be there. That is with the approval only we are supposed to conduct the any research. That's not a nurse and the profession. We have to follow the ethical approval should be there. Ethical committee should be approved for them. So ethical considerations are vital in any area dealing with human beings, including nursing research, because they represent values, rights, and relationships. Let's say human beings, we have to see these things, isn't it? So we have to see the rights of the people, the relationships, and we have to represent the value. So the code of ethics for nurses in India are some of the follows. We have to follow that. But we'll see. Who the next? Yeah, the nurse respects the uniqueness of the individual. So whenever we are seeing that, we have to see the unique, each person will be unique, is it? So while providing the provision of the care, nurse should respect the uniqueness of the individual. So the nurse respects the rights of the individuals as partners in care and helps in making informed choices. That means we have to respect their rights. So each person have the rights, is it? So according to the rights only we have to move it. We should not see that I have to do the research, so I will be doing it. No, we should see the rights of each person, is it? So that is all. The nurse respects individuals' rights to privacy and maintains confidentiality and shares the information digitally. So the nurse has to respect the individual, each person's privacy should be maintained. Whenever it is, we are maintaining something, privacy should be there and confidentiality. That means the messages what we're taking should not be shared to anybody. The nurse maintains competence in order to render quality nursing care. So she has to follow the competence throughout the nursing care. Yeah, public to practice within the framework of ethical. So whatever she's doing within the framework of the ethical things only, that is boundaries. That is, we should not overcome that legal boundaries while doing that. So some of the ethical committees, it's a function that is to resolve the ethical dilemma. So whenever we are conducting the research, first IEC committee will be there. They have to approve it, then only we can conduct the research. So the function, what is the function we do is to resolve the ethical dilemma. Sometimes when we are conducting the research, there will be dilemmas will be there. So whether we have to follow with that. So we have to solve that if there is any dilemma, it could be. Then to safeguard the dignity, the right, safety, and well-being of actual and potential participants. So we have to see the dignity. That is, we have to protect the dignity of the person and rights of the each person. Safety, we have to see. Everything we have to see. Is it? Then taking care of principles of ethics, we have to see the ethics which we have to follow, that will we have to support a researcher in ethical issues, to examine the compliance with all regulatory requirements, applicable guidelines and laws we have to follow. So this is what the IEC committee functioning. Okay. Yeah, in the IEC committee, even 7 to 9 members will be there. There will be chairperson will be there. 1 to 2 basic medical scientists will be there. 1 to 2 clinicians from various institutes will be there. One legal expert from the judge committee, that is retired purpose. One social scientist, one layperson from the community member secretary. Subject expert will be there, and that is the membership will be, that is they'll be having the membership. Over anybody cannot come in this committee, so they will be having the membership. So that person only can be as a IAC member. Okay, so duration of the membership will be 2 to 3 years. Again, they have to leave it. That is when only they can be in the IAC committee. Okay, this is what exactly for the IAC committee. 1 or 2 persons, that is exactly 7 to 8 members should be. Okay. So application procedures and documents. So when we are doing it, we have to see, that is a IEC committee when we are some research when we are conducting. So we have to follow some procedures or documents which we have to submit. Okay? Or we have to. So prescribe application form, name of the applicant with the designation, name of the institute will be the approval of HOD or institution, protocol proposed research, ethical issues in the study plan. Yeah. Okay, so the review procedures, that is meeting scheduled intervals. That is proposals will be sent to the members before 2 weeks of the research committee. Okay, research that is program is coming in. So minimum 5 members for the decision, and decision on members by circulation will be. Okay, then communicating decision, record keeping and achieving, updating the IEC members. This is the procedures we have to see it. So foundations of the research ethics. Okay. So here the origin in past ethical violations, development of international ethical codes, basis for modern ethical review system. So research ethics is developed after many unethical research practices. To prevent that is issues, we have to create some ethics committee. That's what they have made it as a ethical committee. So that is what a research has started. That is foundation of the research ethics. Can you go on to next slide? Yeah, in that there is a Nuremberg code is there. That means voluntary informed consent, right to withdraw, avoid unnecessary suffering, scientific necessary. That means the Nuremberg code is stressing that is informed consent, the right to withdraw, and avoidance of harm. This is the main thing they are emphasizing in the Nuremberg code that is in the 1947. So it was the first formal research ethical guidelines have started. Okay, so this is mainly to that is a withdraw, right to withdraw at any time and avoid the harm. So what is the importance means first in formal research ethics code. Yeah, next is declaration of the Helsinki. That means the declaration developed by the World Medical Association, independent ethical review, risk benefit assessment, protection of vulnerable groups. That means the declaration of Helsinki introduced the ethical review, and they have mainly for the vulnerable population. It is mainly used in the clinical research. So this is to protect the vulnerable populations. That is what the declaration of the Helsinki basic. So next is the what is the importance of declaration of the Helsinki? That is gold standard for clinical research, periodically revised, address in emerging challenges. That means widely this is mainly used in the clinical research only. This is to carefully assessment of the risk and benefits and highlighting the need to protect the vulnerable population. That is the importance of the Helsinki. So next is Belmont report. Belmont report that is a response to unethical studies, introduced three core principles and framework for ethic committee. That means the Belmont report introduced three basic ethical principles that guidelines the ethical research decision. That is what we have earlier seen, respect for persons and all. Beneficiaries, malbeneficiaries. Can you go to the next slide? These Belmont principles, they are having the core ethical principles are there. That is for respect for persons, beneficiaries and non-beneficiaries and justice. So respect for persons means the principle respect the individual's right to decide whether to participate in research or not. That is what this means. Okay, so respect for persons means autonomy for individuals, informed and voluntary consent, right to withdraw, protection of vulnerable groups. That means this principle, what is stressing is the individuals have the right to decide whether to participate in research or not. That is what respect for persons. Okay, the next slide, beneficiaries and non-beneficiaries. So in here, that is maximize the benefits, minimize harm, risk benefit analysis, continuous safety monitoring. That means do good, do not harm anything. So that is what this is. Okay, so researchers should try to provide the benefit and they have to avoid harm to the participants. They should see that should not harm to any participant. Next is the justice. So justice, a fair selection participation, equitable distribution of risk and benefit, avoid exploitation, post-research benefit. So we have to see that is justice means fair, that is selection of the participant and equal sharing of the benefits and risk. We have to share with them what is the benefit they will be having and what is the risk also these things we have. So we have to maintain the justice. Okay. So next is why the landscape is evolving. Is it? So the why the landscape is evolving, that is technological advancement, globalization, increased public awareness. That means what? Here we have to say that mm, the research ethics landscape is evolving due to the advancement of the technologies, is it? Increasing data methods and globalization of the research. The studies are now conducted across the countries. They have find out that we should be aware of the rights and demand. That is, the transparency should be there. Okay, so we have to that is the research context. We have to see that it should be transparency to the people which we are doing. So next is AI infused research. So AI-infused research means use of AI in data analysis, machine learning in health research, automated decision-making systems. That means AI-infused research refers to studies where the artificial intelligence is used to correct, analyze, or interpret them. These include that is machine learning models, predictive algorithms, and automated systems commonly used in healthcare and research today. That is what we are using the artificial intelligence to collect the data, analyzing, and interpreting them. Okay, so why we need to safeguard the humanity? So that means we have to, that is the risk of bias and discrimination, loss of human judgment, threats to privacy and autonomy. That is, AI systems can unintentionally create a bias and reduce the human oversight and threaten the privacy. We have to see that. So safeguarding humanity ensures that human values remain um, central to the risk. That is what why here we have to safeguard the humanity. So that is the safeguarding the humanity. So we have to risk of bias and discrimination. The next is ethical risk of research AI in research. So AI system may produce results without clear explanation. Right. So this will make the to find out the responsibility and trust in research findings. That is what algorithms bias, lack of transparency, data misuse, and accountability. That that is what the ethical risk in AI. So it may produce a clear result without clear explanation. Okay. So next is human-centered ethical principles in research. So respect for persons, beneficence and non-maleficence, justice and transparency. So these things already we have seen. But human-centered ethical principles in research, that is from the traditional itself, we are following. That is now also when we are using the AI, also we have to follow some same. So we have to still apply in the AI research also. So respect for person should be there, avoid harm, transparency must be given when we are making the AI-based studies. Okay. So whether we are including the AI means also we have to see these things. Then AI in human safeguard. That means growing use of AI in healthcare research improves efficiency, raises ethical and human concerns. So here what it means is artificial intelligence is increasing in healthcare and research, isn't it? So while the efficiency and accuracy is improving, it will improve the what is it? It will raise the concern also related to the human safety, dignity, as well as safety. So while artificial intelligence is improving, efficiency and accuracy is also improving. Same while the concerns also related to the human safety, dignity, and ethics also we have to see. So we have to protect. Then what is AI in human safeguard? AI in human safeguard is protection of the human rights, preservation of the dignity and autonomy, prevention of harm. So that is here what it means is human safeguard means protecting the people's rights. We have to protect the people's rights, dignity, and safety. So AI-based system is ensuring that technology will serve humans rather than harming. Okay. So when we are making the machines, ultimately human safeguard should be there. Human safety or human security should be there. It is the ultimate. So prevention of harm should be there. Then why we are safeguarding? That is, human safeguard is needed in AI. Why it is needed? So AI can make errors. It is not a human being. It is a what is it? Artificial intelligence is not a human. So it can make error. So risk of bias and discrimination, loss, human judgment, data privacy threat. So AI system can be mistake or it can reflect the bias also. So without safeguarding, AI may reduce harm, reduce human, that means human judgment and threat. So we have to reduce by using, when we are using the AI, we have to see that reducing the human threats as well as the any harm should be avoided. Okay. So that's it. So next is which are the areas human AI is affecting the human safety. So AI affects many areas of the healthcare and research, including the diagnosis, patient monitoring, data analysis, and administration. So each area requires the what is it? Overseeing of the humans, especially including the diagnosis, patient monitoring, and all. So each area requires the human what is it? Oversight should be. They should see see that whether it is affecting any unnatural something is affecting us that we have to see. Okay. Then next is principles of human safeguard in artificial intelligence. So respect for autonomy, beneficial for non-beneficial, justice and fairness, transparency. We have seen these things in many places. So same thing I'm not going to explain, but traditional ethical principles still apply in artificial AI. So that's we have to respect the autonomy, avoid the harm, and maintain the transparency is essential. That is what here it is explaining when we're using that AI means. Okay, then role of human oversight. So human in the loop decision making, validation of AI outputs, final responsibility with humans. So AI should support, not replace the human decision. AI is the only one can support, but the final decision should be taken by the humans. Isn't it? So that's the first. So final responsibility must always remain with the ethical professions as well as the researchers. Okay, we should not give everything to the AI. So data protection and human safety. So confidentiality of data, secure data storage, limited data access, and humans. We have to protect the data. So AI systems will be relying on the large data set, but we have to make confidentiality and storage should be there secured in a safe, safely protected. Okay, so that is a data protection as human safety. Then next is um, role of ethics committees in policy. So in here, the ethical review of AI projects, monitoring AI use, policy development, conflict mechanism. So here, the role of ethics committee and policy, ethical committees and policies play a very important role in evaluating AI-based research. One has to ensure and safeguard the uh, research. That is what we are doing. Listen, we have to ensure the safeguard input. So these ethics we have to follow. The next is the role of nurses and health professionals. So in here, advocate for patient safety, critical use of aid, patient education, reporting consent. So nurses and healthcare professionals just advocate wherever it is, not only in research, we are it's a nurse's role. We have a lot of roles. Is it as advocate, as a teacher, as a nurse, many roles we are playing. So here, nurses and healthcare professionals just advocates for patients. Whereas we are doing the research, we have to just advocate. They must ensure that ethical AI use and educate the patients about their basic. We have to educate the people what we are doing everything. Each and every point we have to inform them. Okay, so that is what the role and the health professional should. Then role of research is analytic committee. So human oversight in AI decisions, ethical review of AI tools, protection of AI tools. So here is a powerful tool again, but safeguarding humans is essential. So ethical responsibility always lies with the humans only, not in the that is the main thing. We are with the I think that's it, my concluding. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this in depth
Thank you.
discussion on
Yeah.
this safeguarding of humanity in this AI infused research landscapes. And I really appreciate your effort, ma'am, for this wonderful discussion on the ethics, on the maintaining of confidentiality, maintaining of all those consent from the patients, from the research participants, and how it plays an important role in completion of a research that is quietly visible in your discussion. And what we found, as Madam discussed, the principles of this is principle of beneficence, respect of human dignity and justice. And along with that, I must add with Madam's statement is AI can never override the clinical experience, the quick response of a human brain in the decision making of a patient care. Isn't it, ma'am? And at the same time, I would like to focus the points Madam has described, like to be remembered points while conducting a research to safeguard the humanity, is to maintain the consent, to maintain the empathy which can never be given by the AI, and confidentiality, independence, and autonomy of the research participants, and the data privacy, and strong policy for the protection of digitally recorded and stored the information. And AI must not replace the human brain that's loaded with immediate and experience in quick response to an emergency. And so, with that, the vulnerable groups, whenever they are included in a research as a participant, they must be protected with the basic rights, because basic rights of all research participants is mandatory. But specifically, when we talk about the vulnerable groups, we must be alert for the protection of their basic rights, the information that we are collecting, until and unless from the very beginning of the research to recording and reporting and publication of the data. That's it. I guess, Madam, I have justified to the conclusion to the topic you have discussed wonderfully. And now the session, the forum is open for the participants to ask any doubt if they have.
Madam, some participants have raised some questions, ma'am. On behalf of them, I'm asking the questions. One participant raised the question that how we can balance the ethical issues which is arise due to human participant, and how the ethical issues which is arise due to use of AI technological tools, ma'am. How we can balance both?
We have to consider that empathy should be there, as we said, that is empathy is the main thing we have to. So when we are using the artificial intelligence, we have to see that balancing, as you said, it should be balancing. We have to see not only giving everything to the AI. We have to see that everything, whether it is done, confidentiality, everything we have to see, we have to principles. So from that, we can balance it both.
Yeah, at the same time, as Madam said, the ethical committee, they are there for the refinement of the process. The CTRI is there for the refinement of the process. Whenever and whichever step will be in doubt, experts, the ethical core committee members, they can clarify.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. And another participant have asked a question, ma'am. So when we get approval for any kind of ethical issues in our research, is it necessary to take ethical approval from the government organization also when we use AI tools? Like we are getting some organization where, like, for example, when we use human beings as a experimental sample.
So sure, we have to take that. Yes, we have to
So,
take.
which kind of organization is giving that, ma'am, looking after the ethical issues raised by AI?
AI, that is usually when we are conducting any research, we have to see that ethical committee should approve it. So I already said the committees are there. From that, they have to see that whether it should not be harming anything. So with organizations, I'm not sure, sir, but mainly in the health professions, we have to see that, follow that.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. These are the two questions raised by the participants. Ma'am, madam is having one
Just
more
to add to
question.
that point,
We have the AI is currently taking over in India, and coming to research, it's a very recent trend that we have AI being built in nursing research. So we do not have as such a ethical consideration for AI alone. Now the government has taken initiation, and there are some organization which is towards the health and connected with AI. There are some things is going on, and but there is no specific thing we can say it now actually.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Any other questions?
Ma'am, these two questions have been raised.
Okay,
Thank you, ma'am.
thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you, participants.
Now, I would like to request respected Dean Madam, Professor Dr. Pratima Prakasham Ma'am, to felicitate our today's moderator, Mrs. Rosalind Das. Requesting Ma'am, please come forward. And requesting volunteers, please be ready.
Light come on, light come on.